Hey everybody. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about Flipgrid. We've talked about Flipgrid quite a bit in the past. It is one of my favorite tools that can be utilized for digital discussions and to allow students to be able to show you what they're working on or how they solved a specific problem. So I want to walk you through setting up a Flipgrid account, creating your first grid, creating an assignment for the students that they can utilize. All of this is in the Google Doc that I've sent out to everybody, but I wanted to walk you through myself so that you could see what it's like. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to let me know anytime. So the link that I sent you was for the sign up link. Once you sign up, I highly encourage you to use the login with Google feature, because notice I'm logged in to my Google account. So whenever I click Google login, it will bring up my name and then I will just be able to go right in. That's just one less username and password that you have to remember and you have to have. Once you're in, it's going to be time to create what Flipgrid calls a grid. So in Flipgrid terms, a grid is like your class and a topic is your assignment. So the first thing you're going to do is add a new grid. When you add a new grid, it's going to give you all of these options. Well, you're going to have to give it a name, so I'm just going to call this one grid, but you may want to make a grid for each of your classes. So let's say English 1, English 2, so on and so forth. You may also want to do one for each class period. It's however you want to separate it out. But once you give it a name, out of these three options, you're going to choose school email. Flipgrid involves video and students, so they are very, very secure, and they want to make sure that only students can access these materials. So once you click student or school email, you're going to click next, and you're going to have to add a school email. If you used your Millsap account to log into your Flipgrid account, at millsapisd.net will be pre-populated and ready for you to go. If you did not, then you'll need to type in at millsapisd.net, and then you're going to say next. The purpose of this is so that whenever you send out an assignment to the student, it's going to ask the student to log in. The student is not creating an account with Flipgrid. All they're doing is authenticating that they go to the school that you want them to. Anyone with a Millsap ISD Google account will be able to answer your assignment and be able to go into the assignments that you create. So we do this for safety, but it doesn't involve students actually having accounts, having to remember login, so on and so forth. When students are logged into their Chromebooks, all they have to do is click login with Google and it will automatically send them through. They don't even have to put in their password. So once you have millsapisd.net selected, you're going to say next, and now your grid is ready to go. You can send this link to your students, but we'll talk about some sharing options moving forward. So we're going to go to the grid. And the first thing I want to do inside this grid is to add a new topic. Remember, a grid is like your class, a topic is your assignment. So I want to add a new topic, and this is going to be the question that you are going to be asking the students. You're going to give it a title. You're going to type your question out here. You're going to say, how long do I want students to have to answer this question? Is it going to be a quick exit ticket type of formative assessment? I only want it 30 or 45 seconds. Is it going to be 1 minute, a minute and a half? Or is it going to be some sort of performance like band and athletics and theater and all these other classes that could do a 5-minute performance? Now, everyone might not want to do a 5-minute question because you're not going to want to watch 100 5-minute responses when you're going through and grading these. So think about the time limit as you go through. And then take a look at some of the more options. As I click down here, you can attach different information that you like, but really the important one here is video moderation. Video moderation allows you to hide whether the students can see what other students have turned in. For example, I once worked with a math teacher that utilized Flipgrid to give his students one algebraic question of homework per night. He would post the algebraic question up in the question. A lot of times he would record a video and show the question on the video and then put it right here so that the students could see it. The students would then, at home, have to find a piece of paper and a pen and write out the question, solve the problem, and then instead of making a video of themselves, they would show how they worked out the problem using Flipgrid. Well, if you're doing that, you don't want your students to just wait for one person to turn it in and then copy exactly what that person did. So you can turn on video moderation so that you're the only one that sees the answers. Now, if you're doing some sort of class discussion where you want students to participate and respond to each other, then you're going to want to turn that off so that then students can see all of the submissions and be able to respond and do all of those things. So video moderation is one that's very important. And this recording of video can be very helpful because you can essentially record yourself giving the directions that you want for the topic or for the question that you have. So once you have that, you can take a look at some of these options. You can customize it however you like. But then you're going to create the topic. You have to have a question before you create the topic. I'm going to create my topic, and then you can share this link with the students, or if you shared the link to your class, then to your grid, then your students will be able to see every question inside that grid. So you can either share it one single question, or you can share the entire grid, whatever you choose. So let's take a look at what it looks like as a student. As the student, they're going to come in and they're going to see the login with Google. This is what I was talking about. They have to authenticate. They're going to click login with Google. Since I have a Millsap ISD account, they're going to choose this. If I were to use my personal account, it would not let me in. So I'm going to choose my Millsap account, login successful, done. It's that easy to get in. Students will then click on this big recorder response button, and they're going to have to allow their microphone and their camera. So I'm going to click allow, and it's going to want to pull my microphone and camera, which I'm using right now, so that might screw things up. But there it is. And the first time that you see yourself on that camera, it's kind of intimidating, but it is what it is. So students are then going to click the button and record their response. So they are going to talk and record what it is that they're going to be turning into you. Like I said, you don't have to utilize this for a video like this where we're speaking back and forth. You can have students use their phone and video themselves writing something, working out a problem, or you could have them work out problems on a piece of paper and hold that up to the camera and say, this is what I did. Step 1, step 2, step 3, so on and so forth. You can see that the clock is counting down how long the students have. And then once they're done, they can click pause and next, and it allows them to watch that video to make sure that it's right, make sure it is what they want it to be. They can go back, they can edit it, they can record it again, all of those options. Once they're done, then they're going to take a selfie. Oh, that's terrible. Perfect. And the kids will spend forever doing this, and they'll click next. And then once you do that, it will basically turn in the video to the teacher. So this will allow you to collect all of this information from your students very, very easily. Flipgrid is web-based. It can be used on any device that can utilize the internet. So I'm going to click here, submit video. Congrats, it's there. And then now, as I refresh this as a teacher, I see my responses that were turned in, and they will just continually go on so that you can see those responses and be able to watch them and grade them and assess them. But Flipgrid can be used with any device that can connect to the internet. So there's a free Flipgrid app that students can put on their phone, and they can utilize this. They can use it with a Chromebook, an iPad, anything that will connect to the internet and has a camera and a microphone will work. So there's lots of different options. I hope that you'll be able to utilize this and be able to help students find different ways to show you what it is that they're learning and help you communicate with students. If you have any trouble or have any issues with it, please, please, please don't hesitate to let me know. Have a great day.